This is how much MrBeast spent on his recent video. When you add all these numbers together, trust me, you'll be shocked. So MrBeast recently released a new video where he paid an assassin to stab him. Of course, not for real, but the purpose of the assassin is to get Jimmy and touch him with the fake rubber knife. If he succeeded, MrBeast would reward him with $100,000. But crazy things happened in this video which are truly expensive, making the 100 grand look like nothing, which I'm sure not many even thought of. Beginning with a rubber knife, I found one on Amazon for roughly $6. The video starts where the assassin and two others are tied up on chairs on top of a train. To rent a train, it costs between 15 and 40 grand. The chairs around $250. And the rope price is around $2.88 for every meter. I think he used around 10 meters of rope, which would cost around $28.8. Next up, Jimmy runs to a warehouse, where he waits for the assassin to find him, but he also sets a trap for him. The assassin releases himself and leaves the train, where MrBeast gave him a car in the woods. The Toyota Camry have a cost range of $24,000 to $35,000. Let's say this one costs somewhere in the middle, around 20 grand. And no, it is not rented for sure. You'll see in a minute why. We'll assume the warehouse Jimmy hidden is rented. It's a train warehouse. The average price of a warehouse renting goes up to 8 grand for the medium ones, but the one Jimmy used, it's huge. So let's say he paid around 10 grand for it. Probably got a good deal because he didn't use it a whole month. Once the assassin gets there, Jimmy crashes his car using a tank, which surprisingly isn't so expensive to rent. He probably paid around 2 grand on it. Imagine how cheap it is to make a good impression driving a tank anywhere. Imagine the respect in traffic that tank would give you. Anyway, back to our video. Crashing that car proves it's not rented, so Jimmy clearly bought it. The walkie-talkies they constantly use throughout the video cost around $290. Jimmy leaves the area, and the assassin with his crew have no car to go, so MrBeast suggests getting an Uber. But they complain about Jimmy being already far, so let's say they went for around 30 miles, because it was day when they left and already dark when they arrived, so they had a long trip for sure. The price for Uber is around $2 a mile without any fees, so those 30 miles probably cost around $100 minimum. Next up, Jimmy flees to an over 200 room hotel, and he rented every single room, and that would cost around 300 grand. And that's not all, because MrBeast decided to put a surprise in each room, which varies from parties to sumo wrestlings, which surely aren't free. Even if Jimmy got that hotel cheaper than 350 grand, adding all those parties there, let's say 200 people and 1 grand for every room, that's another 200 grand unnoticed by the public. Imagine just the hotel scene for a few minutes in the video cost him $500,000. When the assassin gets to Jimmy's room, an alarm sounds and he escapes with a secret elevator and makes an exit with a Lamborghini, which costs $2,500 a day to rent. We'll assume he rented it for just 1 day since he uses it just for a ride to the helicopter, and he uses that helicopter to get faster to the next location. The next location is not bought because it is mentioned at the end of the video that it was set to be demolished, and MrBeast decided to blow it up for them, saving the owner some money. The average price to demolish a building ranges between $12,000 and $40,000, so it probably cost Jimmy around 20 grand to do it. Adding up to the price of this scene, there's also an excavator used to pull one of the vaults with the assassin and a Jimmy decoy out of the building. An average excavator rent price is $400 a day. After this, the vault is put on a truck, which takes him to the final scene of this video. The truck would cost around $100, but as this is a bigger truck, it most likely cost more, but we'll stick with $100. Next up, Jimmy goes to a carnival which we rented, and with all those fancy machines, I assume he paid 50 grand on it, and the point of it was just to be a distraction for the assassin. He also fakes an injury in a last attempt to stop the assassin to fake stab him, which doesn't work because that guy is not going to give up the 100 grand prize after being through all this. The fake ambulance and the crew cost around 10 grand, and finally the 100 grand prize he gives to the assassin would have MrBeast spent a crazy $755,678.8. And while everyone kept their eye on the 100 grand prize, they failed to realize how much everything else cost to create this crazy video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and check out this video right here.